What is up, lads? It's CMG here. Welcome to another Overwatch talk video. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about the new feature that's been added to Overwatch quite recently as part of the Mardi Gras event, if you haven't already seen it already. Now, this is technically not a permanent feature in the game. It's more along the lines of a test feature that Overwatch is going to add to their game occasionally so that Blizzard can test out new things for Overwatch before they officially go on the game, so to speak. So yeah, this is actually a really important feature for the game because it allows us console players, not just the PC players, to be able to test out new things. And we have been asking for this for, well, since the game was released, like 4 years ago, we have been in PC players' shadow over the idea of being able to test out new things. So whether it be new heroes, maps, whatever the occasion may be, we haven't been able to do anything really. And it's just all about the PC players just making videos and getting views, and getting a first look at new things. And, you know, us console players are sitting there thinking, well, I guess we're just going to have to wait for this. So the good thing about the experimental card is the fact that not only are we going to be able to test out new things to allow Blizzard to try and make Overwatch a much better game, but also, as Jeff Kaplan said 3 weeks ago in the developer update, you're going to be able to, during seasonal events like Mardi Gras right now, you're going to be able to get rewards simply by using the experimental card. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am. I've only used the experimental mode twice, just to have a go. Because yesterday, I would have done a video about this, but, because of obvious reasons, football reasons, I couldn't do it. But, no, I honestly think it's a really good feature. Now then, here comes the more controversial part of this video, because we need to discuss the idea of what Blizzard have done in their experimental card that us players are testing out right now. Now, what they've done, and what Jeff Kaplan spoke about 2 days ago in the most recent developer update, was that they were testing out the idea of triple damage. Now, let me explain what the hell is going on in terms of triple damage. Now, you obviously know if you play quick play or competitive, the base composition of every team that goes out and plays quick play and competitive is 2-2-2. So you have 2 DPS, you have 2 tanks, and you have 2 supports. Now, the problem with this is that everybody wants to play DPS. So you can understand that the queue times for the DPS slot is, well, I guess you have to wait like 10 minutes to get into a game. And nobody wants to sit there and wait 10 minutes to go into a game so that you can play DPS, because everybody else wants to play DPS. So Blizzard have gone away and tried to focus solely on trying to get more DPS people to play games. So what they've done is they've decided to go with a new composition that they're testing out, obviously in the experimental card, being triple damage. Now, of course, if you go into experimental and you try out this triple damage, you can obviously see that the queue times for the DPS has been reduced a little bit. So now it's like a wait time of 5 minutes because there's more DPS to be able to be put in games. However, the downside of this is that it is at the cost of a tank slot, because every team composition right now is 3 DPS, 1 tank, and 2 supports. Now, what they've done in the tank department is they have taken 3 of the off-tank heroes, D.Va, Zarya, and Roadhog, literally 3 heroes that I play right now, and they've turned them into main tanks. And they've given them some really obscure abilities, or they've made some changes to their abilities that a lot of people are debating over. And I don't know what it is about these abilities. So basically with Roadhog, what they've done is they've given him an addition to his Take a Breather ability, where when you use the ability, it emits a massive toxic cloud. So whenever anybody goes within that area, you get dealt damage if you're the enemy team. I don't know what it is with the other team. I think it's a healing thing. So what, Roadhog is now able to heal? I'm assuming that Roadhog is now the first tank in the game that is able to heal. Obviously, we've got a DPS that can heal. That's Soldier 76 with his Biotic Field, is it called? Biotic Field? Yeah. What they've done to Zarya is they've changed her bubble ability, where not only does it issue a bubble towards the selected hero that you put it on, it emits a bubble on every teammate. So it gives you more of a chance of damage being given to the hero in question and your weapon getting more powerful. So yeah, that's very, very main tanky when you think about it. I don't know what they've done to D.Va though. I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've seen I've literally taken a quick look at the patch notes. I haven't really done too much research because obviously the problem is I've had to watch football, so I've just sort of trying to figure off the top of my head. To be honest with you, I feel that 3-1-2, so 3 DPS, 1 tank and 2 supports is questionable. Now I understand why Blizzard want to do this because they want to reduce the queue times for the DPS slot, but for tank players like myself, it's going to put a lot of pressure on me. It's going to put a lot of pressure on guys that are playing the tank and them being the only viable tank in the game, because the whole role of being a tank is to create space for your DPS to do stuff. That's the whole objective. So obviously you've got to protect that. There are traits in certain tanks that are able to protect supports. So D.Va with her defense matrix, you're able to use it to peel supports to prevent them from getting any damage, so eliminating any damage. But yeah, it's just going to make a lot of problems, not just in us playing the game as regular players, but also in the esports scene, because there are specific players in every single team for Overwatch League right now that are probably going to get dropped in favor of DPS players. And well, with these new changes, they're either going to have to go away and relearn the heroes that they're so good at in the current composition right now to fit with the new composition. And then you've got other players that might even think, well, what's the point in doing that? You might as well just retire. Because what is the point? Because you're never going to get any game time when you're up on the stage. And it's just, I don't understand what they've done here. It's just like they're trying to accustom to all the DPS players that want to play the game, that want to get the time queues reduced. But on the other hand, you've got the tank players that say, well, if there's less number of tanks being put in the game, not only is the tank slot going to have a massive rise in queue times, but also when you get put in those games, you're the only tank, so you're going to have a major responsibility to keep all of your DPS players alive. Do I really want to do that? Do I really want to put myself in that position? Imagine if this was in the game, if this was actually in the real game, quick play, competitive. If I was in competitive, right, I've got major competitive anxiety. I don't play competitive, so imagine if I went into a competitive game and I was the sole tank, I was the sole D.Va player, or I was the sole Roadhog player, or the Zarya player. If I go into that game, I've got major responsibility to keep all of my DPS players alive. It's not really a good analogy, but in the meantime, all the DPS players are like, oh yeah, cool. All the queue times are reduced, I get to play what I want to play, but what about for us tank players? You know, it's that balance that Blizzard are going to have a real big headache over to try and fix, because I don't even know if what they're doing is viable and whether it's a big important change for the game. I don't think it is. I think they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and change something completely, because I don't think 3-1-2 is going to cut it. Yes, it's going to reduce queue times, and yes, DPS players are going to be able to play more games, but I really don't know if this is viable for tank players, including somebody coming from me that plays a lot of D.Va, plays a lot of Roadhog, plays a lot of Zarya. Suddenly, my off-tank role is now going to be moved to a main tank role, which I can't play. And when I go into matches, I'm going to feel very uncomfortable because I'm the only tank player and I'm going to be the biggest responsibility in the entire team. So if I die, what's the rest of the team going to do? Do you know what I mean? It's a big debate, and I don't know if this is going to be the way forward for this game. I honestly think that it's not the best change. It's not viable. It's not ideal. And it's not... Well, it depends on what the abilities are. I mean, I can understand why Blizzard are using these abilities to try and test them out. So with Roadhog's Take a Breather, with that massive poison aura for the enemy team, and for my team being, I think, maybe a heal, I'm not really too sure. With Zarya's multiple bubble ability, I don't know. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Maybe it could be beneficial to allow Zarya to gain more power in her gun, or more, because obviously when somebody shoots a bubble, one of Zarya's bubble, it powers up Zarya's gun, right? I don't know about this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's right for the game. I'm not sure if it's right for the way going forward. But, I mean, this is why we've got experimental, right? For Blizzard to be able to test out these things and get a reaction from us players, you know? That's the whole idea of this, is, you know, not only for PC players, but for console players. Because the way console Overwatch is played is completely different to the way that Overwatch is played on PC. And it's really, really good as well that Blizzard have decided to make changes for heroes specifically for console. That is huge because, you know, I really hope, in this case, I really hope they do something with Pharah, because Pharah is so overpowered to a point where there are some console players that literally want to quit the game because of how bloody overpowered Pharah is. I mean, the amount of times I've gone into games where the enemy team uses Pharmacy, so basically a composition where Pharah and Mercy work together to deal loads of damage. It's just overpowered, and I'm hoping somewhere down the line that Blizzard make changes for console only, just to tone Pharah down a bit, because she's ridiculous at the moment. It's just stupid. It really is. But anyway, let me know what you think of the experimental card in the game. What have you been doing with it? What do you think about it? What do you think of this new triple damage composition that Blizzard are trying out in the experimental? Do you think it's good for the game? Do you think it isn't? Do you think it's just a load of shit and it just needs to get binned and for Blizzard to try something different? For me personally, I don't think it's right for the game, because yes, I understand why DPS queue times need to be reduced and DPS players need to get into games, but for tank players it's just going to be a bit of a make weight, not only for queue times in general but also responsibility in matches. It's going to go through the roof compared to what it is now. But yes, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I'm sorry if it's a little bit all over the place. You know, I'm not a very good talker, but there you go. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Check out all of my social medias that will be in the description box down below. Make sure you click on the notification bell if you want to be updated with any videos that I intend to do in the future. Have a great day, have a great life, be nice to your fellow gamers, because we're all human beings. I have been CMG. Until the next video, I shall see you later. Hey door, and peace.